Very good morning, guys. My name is Shivraj Singh Devupa, and I am a web developer. I have around 10 years of experience. I started with the mean stack development, that is MongoDB Express, Node, and Angular. And like as per the project's requirement, there was an opportunity for becoming a specialist. So I worked as an Angular specialist. So I was working like 4 to 5 years in Angular domain in international projects and especially of US region. And then I got an opportunity from past couple of years. I'm working as a React developer. So previously I worked as senior Angular developer and then now as a senior React developer. So as we know, both are very popular JavaScript frameworks. So one has to very good in JavaScript in order to work with these two frameworks and to excel upon these frameworks. So as per my experience, my 10 year of experience, I decided to teach to let's understand the concept of JavaScript first. So I have started this series. This series is named as Gen Z JavaScript. So we will be understanding the core concept and the important topics of JavaScript, and from there we will take up. Once we finish with the JavaScript, we will take up Angular and then React also, because I have expertise in these fields. So stay tuned, guys, and also please subscribe and share. So we will be starting with Gen Z JavaScript series, so where we will take up JavaScript first, and this will also help you in if you're experienced developer, it will help you in uh, improving your skills, improving your concept, which will help you in writing better and efficient code. And also, it will help you to revise your concept to make you interview ready, right? So, this is my goal. And so, yeah, I always think that no one is having all the knowledge. Like we as a coder, as a developer, we always keep on learning and improving ourselves. So while I will be teaching this, I will be uh, teaching, or I will be instructing you all these things, but I also want your feedback. Please comment on my videos so that we all can learn and grow in this field, right? So yeah, let's start. Let's start with prototypes. So now we are in ending of the JavaScript series. The JavaScript important concept that we have started, not just ending, like the major concept we will be ending, but if there will be any minor concept that I see in between, we'll make a video of that. So today we are going to discuss much awaited, very important topic, that is prototypes. So prototype is a mechanism how we have classes introduced in JavaScript in ES6, ECMAScript 6. So under the hood, the prototype is playing the role so that we can use classes, right? So now let's understand prototypes in detail in this video, and also uh, I will be sharing this notes in the video description so that you can later on go through it, right? So let's start. What are prototypes? So in JavaScript, as we know, by the definition, JavaScript is a prototype based language, not a class based. So classes was added in ES6, right? So let's understand prototype, how prototype chaining works in JavaScript. So how object basically gets the prototype in JavaScript? So via object literals, via constructor, function constructor. So how object literal? Line number 17. Let's understand. We have created const object and assigned it a blank this curly braces, right? So this is how object is in JavaScript. The curly braces starting and ending. So this is called an object. So this is an object literal. So what will happen if you see, if you compare it in console log, object dot get prototype of this object that we have created is equals to, three time equals to means the strict comparison we are doing, and is equals to object dot prototype. So this is getting equals to object dot prototype, and we are getting true, right? This all you can test in your machine also. And how with function, we have created a function person, and then person dot prototype say hello. So we are assigning a method to this,
and then here in this line, with the help of new, we are calling the constructor, and then say hello, we are able to call it from this the new instance that is created, that is Alice. So Alice say hello means the person, this say hello is attached to this person, and here we have created a new instance. That's why Alice is able to use it. And now, if you try to understand the prototype chain, how it works is, what is the new instance that we have created, line number 31 is ls, right? So ls dot two times underscore underscore proto underscore underscore is pointing to person's prototype. So this person function that we have, the original function, the first one, so this prototype, Alice, what is Alice proto? Alice proto contains person prototype, right? And what is person prototype? Person prototype dot proto contains object prototype, and object prototype dot proto contains null. So this is how chaining is done. At last, it is going to null. So this all chain it will find, if anything, if you want to search any object, or if you are trying to refer to any object or property, it will search through these chain, and at last it will give you null or undefined, because at last it is pointing to null, right? So like here it is pointing to alias, it is trying to access alias dot say hello, right? So alias will search it here. So as soon as it will see person dot prototype, so because person contains this property say hello, right, this method, so that's why we are able to access it with alias. So it is looking into this prototype chain. This will also see in the upcoming notes. So prototype chain lookup that we have already seen. Now const object, inside this object we have a simple object which contains a as a key and 1 as a value, right? So console log object dot toString we are doing, right? So this obj, not object, sorry, obj contains an object which is only having a property a, right? So obj dot a, if we'll print, it will print 1, but here we are trying to access object obj dot toString. So how come we are able to access this obj dot toString? So as we know, because it will look into its prototype. So if any object is created, so we are assigning it object dot property, object dot prototype, say this line number 53. So this object dot prototype is by default getting assigned to every object that is being created, that we have seen, right? The object literals and via function constructor. So that is how inside object.prototype we have these all properties, these all methods. So that's why obj.toString, it is able to call obj.toString, right? And that's why it will print it like this. So obj, it says obj does not have toString. That is correct. Obj only have this object which contains a as a key and 1 as a value, right? But JS is looking into obj.proto. And what is obj.proto? Obj.proto must be pointing to obj.prototype. And obj.prototype, because this is an object prototype, this is a built-in, so it contains all the properties. So that's why we are able to access toString method over here. So I think now everything is getting clear. So line number 4, if you see function and the prototype property, right? So every function in JS automatically gets a prototype, like every object that we created through object literal and function, those are getting prototypes. So likewise function also in JS, they gets prototype property when declared normally. Yes, most important thing, when declared normally, not with the arrow function. Arrow function does not have prototype, right? This you have to remember. So the prototype object is used when creating a new instances with new, right? That's why you can add methods to the function prototype. So for example, we have function car, right? And this function car, and then we have car dot prototype dot drive. So to this function we are adding this method, that is drive. So when we are creating an instance here, new car Tesla and const Tesla, right? So const Tesla is getting a new instance assigned. So and Tesla is able to call drive, but originally if you see, there is no drive method available, but because with the help of prototype we are able to add this. That's why when we have created a instance in line number 75, we are able to use it in line number 76. So that's why Tesla.drive is accessible, because Tesla.proto is car.prototype. This car.prototype, this is the original function. Car prototype contains drive. So this is how you are able to understand. This is strictly equals to, right? So this is how, because of all this chaining, how it works. And we can also override prototype properties. Like here we have defined animal function in line number 88 and animal.prototype.speak. So we have assigned a speak function to this animal, right? And below we have created a new instance dog with this animal class, but here we can say function. So and dog dot speak equals to this dog makes noise because we have this function, right? But then we can override also. If you write dog dot speak equals to this, so it will override it. And in override you have to remember this thing: if a property exists on object, right? If a property exists on object itself, so it takes priority over prototypes. So it will take priority over prototypes. Now classes. So for classes, as we already discussed, prototypes are under the hood. So how prototype works, so that's why we are able to use classes in JavaScript, which was earlier not there. But over the prototypes, over how prototype works, we are able to give you a taste of, we are able to taste classes in JavaScript. So here class user, same way, we have created a class and its constructor and how we are defining this dot name here. And then we have inside this class, the constructor is closed, but inside the class we have greet method also, right? So here we are assigning a new instance, we are creating a new instance. Const u will be having a new instance and u is able to access greet, that is right. And it is saying this is equivalent to this. We have a function this dot name and user dot prototype dot greet. So we are assigning this greet method to this function, right? So that's why if we will call user dot greet, so it will console this. Same way here, u dot greet, a new instance is getting created. And how inheritance via product, how inheritance works via product, that also we will see. So we have function animal here, right? And in line 146 we have assigned a speak function to this. Speak method is being assigned, right? And here we have a function dog. And function dog, what it is doing, this we have already learned, right? Call and this bind, all these things in previous topics we have already covered. So there you, how you are able to bind this, how you are able to manipulate this. So here animal dot call this, so this is how it is calling its parent constructor. And here dog dot prototype equals to object dot create, so this is inheriting this method. So that's how inheritance is taking place here. ES6, how it is ES6 equivalent. So like this class constructor speak is a method. Here we are extending animal, and by extending we are able to use the animal properties here, right? And these are common pitfall in gotchas. Arrow function don't have their prototype, this we already know. Arrow function does not have their prototype. If you try to print it, it will return you undefined. So right now Navratri is going on here, and in south we have Onam festival. So you will be hearing some background sound. Changing prototype after instances, yeah, this is also a very important thing. You can change the prototype after instances has been created. We will see here in function 199 we have function foo, right? And in 200 we have created an instance. Const a is now a new instance, but once the instance is created, then also we can assign new properties to the original function, that is foo. So foo we have assigned say hi, right, this function. But if you try to access from a, so a will also able to print this. See, it will work. So a was the instance was created before. After that, foo prototype is assigned this method. But always remember that it's this a will always have access to the methods which are getting added to this prototype, the future and before all. But in case of this, from line 204, you will see here food or prototype is completely getting a new. This prototype is getting new object assigned, right? Here the difference is we are assigning a new property to that object, new function to that object, but here we have new, completely a new object. So that is why here you will see a dot say hi still works, but uh, b dot buy is undefined. Why? Because completely new object, so it is pointed to a completely new object. So that's why a does not know where is this buy is coming from. because A is still pointing to the previous one, right? So if you're completely assigning a new object, so it becomes a new independent one. Each instances in proto is fixed at the constructor time. So yeah, and yeah, so these all notes I will provide so that you will be able to revise this prototypes, very important topic. And also yeah, visual diagram, this you can see alias, the function which you have discussed above, is pointing to person prototype, from where this alias got instance, right? So this is pointing to person prototype, that's why it is able to access all the person properties. And person prototype is pointing to object prototype is built in, so it contains all the toString, all these defined functionalities. So that's why we're able to access with ls also. Like remember, earlier above we are accessing toString, so it is coming like this, it is chaining here, it is chaining here, at last it is null. So any property you try to access with ls, it will search here, then it will search in this, and then finally it will print null or undefined if it is not present. So thank you guys. Um Please keep sharing and commenting, and if any questions we can discuss more in the comment section. So so that's how we can our so that's how we can get more clarity in the topics that we are discussing here, so that more engagement will be there. So please keep commenting, and please like and subscribe, which will give me more motivation to take out time and create videos that are needed. Thank you everyone, have a nice day.